All right, folks, good afternoon. My name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. And for those of you that don't know me, we've had the consulting firm since 1989, and we work with new gym operators looking to get started. We work with existing gyms that are looking to get turned around. We do a lot of sales training. We've got a broker division, and we can help with AI automation. And as we're here today, we're going to talk about how we can help with financing for your particular situation. And so our topic is how to get an unsecured gym loan, fast, flexible, funding for growth. So let's get into it. We want to move quickly here today to get you as much information as we can to help you, grow and, develop your business. And so by the end of this webinar, what we hope will happen is exactly how to secure a $50,000 to $500,000 loan, unsecured gym loan in funding, even if a bank has said no. And we can give lots of examples of gym owners that have gone to the bank, they've been turned down, and then we've been able to help them get $200,000, $300,000 in funding, to grow their business. So stay until the end for our gym funding checklist, to help you get pre-qualified today. Now, the problem and kind of why funding matters, right, is, in today's fitness industry, access to flexible, fast funding, many times can be the difference between, scaling up or staying stuck, and, fixing a problem or letting it grow, seizing opportunity or watching it pass by. And for most folks, it's about speed. It's about, taking advantage of that opportunity and being able to get things done, because in most cases, those opportunities are not going to wait around. You need that quick funding. And so the reality of, of traditional bank loans, they often move too slowly, or you get denied, and, due to maybe overly strict requirements, collateral demands, complicated paperwork. And what the result is, it's a missed opportunity. Again, whether it's you're trying to cover payroll, whether it's you've got a new location you want to acquire, or maybe it's it's finish out dollars, or maybe it's you have to have money in the bank to satisfy your new landlord to get a new deal done. So it can be several things, and typically this is going to mean we have to act quickly on this. And the typical loan range for what we're talking about here, most unsecured gym loans, they're going to range between $50,000 and $500,000, and it'll provide capital that will literally change your business overnight, getting those funds into your account. And then who qualifies? And let's talk about some of this. There's a couple of different ways and the way things can happen. And so the basic requirement here is a credit score of 680 or better, and all three major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. An income of $50,000 or better each for the past 2 years, and you have to be a U.S. citizen to be able to do that. Now, one of the comments here, and it may show up on another slide, but one of the comments I'd make here, if your credit score is 700 or better, it's a little bit of a sweet spot, and can help pre-qualify you for some additional funding as well. Now, for anyone that maybe is watching and listening to this and you don't qualify, based on that information, number one, you can get a cosigner. If you have family members, business associates, just trusted loved ones that, want to help, a credit-worthy partner can help you qualify. And I would venture to say that probably 25% of all the approvals that we work with, have a cosigner to help them get qualified. So there's nothing unusual about it. It's pretty normal. You can start thinking about that if you feel like you're not going to qualify. Now, here's number two. And this is for you folks that currently own a business. And it could be any business. It doesn't have to be in the fitness industry. It doesn't have to be a gym. But option two is bank statement funding. And so if you don't qualify on this, approval is based on 6 months of business statements, business bank statements. And what they're looking for there is, consistent monthly revenue, no negative balances, no NSF accounts, no account depletions, and you can potentially qualify for, pretty good sums. And, the reference I was giving earlier, this is what that gentleman did, is he used bank statements and he was qualified, based on that information. And on those, typically personal credit scores, which is what they're always going to look at. They're really not going to look at your business credit score. They can be, 550 or higher. Okay. So consistent monthly revenue, no negative balances, no NSFs, co-signers. There are other options. And so my big message is, don't give up on this. If you're struggling with it, don't give up, because, there are some ways that you can get this done. Now, some comments for you on, when to use unsecured funding, and people that we talk to and things that we talk to, and typically, we think of funding, it's emergencies, it's for, but it's also for agility, and it's also for growth. And you can use it to, maybe you got rent or payroll issues, trying to get rent or payroll covered. This is a great opportunity to do that. If you're looking to renovate your building, you're looking to upgrade equipment, you want to add new services, maybe it's wellness services, recovery services you want to add, you want to acquire another gym, you want to open a second location, maybe you're a first unit franchise and you're trying to get funding. So these are some great ways to utilize this, because there are no restrictions on use, and it is, completely unsecured. Now, some things I would say here for you, I call it the golden rule. When in doubt, apply. It doesn't cost to apply for funding. And some of the common myths, my credit isn't perfect. Okay, maybe it's not, but maybe you've got a co-signer out there. Maybe you can use business bank statements and you can get funded based on your revenue history, with your business. My credit isn't perfect. I don't make enough. The process is too complicated. I mean, this is one of the simplest processes you're ever going to see, because all that's required is a copy of your credit report that shows Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That'll give you your full credit report, and 2 most recent years U.S. tax returns. That's all that's needed to get pre-qualified. And so it costs nothing to apply. You might be surprised at what you might qualify for. And the nice thing about this, it's the same day pre-qualification. So you can get pre-qualified today. If you get your information over, you can say yes, you can say no. If you say no, there's no credit check, there's no anything at that point, and you can just walk away from it and move on. Or you can decide to move forward. So same day pre-qualification, when you get that information over. And, capital, money, it's fuel, in the gym business, as we talked about, speed wins. Those who act fast on funding, they can solve problems sooner, they can implement ideas faster, they can outperform competitors. Funding is going to equal agility, it's going to equal growth, it's going to equal market power. And in the end, you're going to be able to get things done. And one of the more common reasons that, gyms struggle or get stuck or become stagnant or even fail is simply lack of capital, lack of funds. We do a lot of deals where, hey, things are bootstrapped, and so we're familiar with that concept and how that works. But for the most part, you want funding. And so some final thoughts for you, unsecured, non-bank funding, it's not just about survival. It's about seizing the opportunity and taking that advantage to improve your business. So whether you're starting up, you're expanding, the right funding can transform your gym's future. The capital, it's the fuel that powers that growth. And then, as we talked about, when in doubt, apply. And, your future success, might be one funding decision away. And if you want to see what you can qualify for, you want to apply for a no cost, no obligation pre-qualification today. You can reach out to me. You can check out our website at fmconsulting.net. You can click on the gym financing button there. You can feel free to contact me direct at 214-629-7223. You can email me either at the email on the screen at info@fmconsulting.net, or feel free to email me directly at jthomas@fmconsulting.net. And what we will do, we'll talk about, kind of what your current situation is and what you're looking for. And we will provide an introduction to the funding specialist, who will also have a portal where you can include your tax information as well as your credit report. And we have some links we can provide for you. You can grab those credit reports. I think for $1, you can grab those. So give me a call today, 214-629-7223. Email me direct at jthomas@fmconsulting.net. And happy to chat with you about how we can help get funding, get you pre-qualified, and help you take advantage of that next great opportunity.